Good evening. Tonight's video is on section 5.1, Natural Logarithmic Functions, Differentiation. The homework from 5.1 is 45 through 70, and we'll go ahead and we'll omit problems 60, 61, and 62. There's really nothing new about this homework, except in the textbook we have not done any natural logs or exponentials, only on the practice tests or on your actual unit tests you have the natural logs. So actually nothing is new in this section, except the problems are pretty difficult. So let's begin. So let's just start by remembering that, like the function y equals the natural log of x, right? And if I go ahead and differentiate the natural log of x, now again we're taking the derivatives, we're not integrating. So what I'm going to go do is find y prime, right? So when I differentiate natural log of x, it's 1 over x. So when I differentiate the function natural log of x cubed, well, it's the same as this, 1 over x cubed. But because it isn't just x, then I have to go ahead and I have to take the derivative of whatever this is. It's like a u substitution. So I have to take now the times it by the derivative of this. So it's like a chain rule, times 3x squared. So this goes in the numerator and denominator, so that equals 3 over x. Let's take a look at this one. So the derivative of the original function, which is the natural log of x over x plus 1. Well, I'm going to treat it similar to this. 1 over x plus 1, right? Very similar to this top one here. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do the chain rule, and I'm going to take the derivative of the inside. So the inside happens to be the quotient rule. So I take the derivative of the top times the bottom function minus the top function times the derivative of the denominator, all over the denominator squared. So now I'm going to simplify that. So I go ahead and I multiply by the reciprocal. I go ahead and get that x plus 1 minus x. I notice that, again, this is being multiplied to this, right? So this is a factor and this is a factor, and this is the same. So I can eliminate one of these and I can eliminate this, and then x minus x, that leaves me just my 1. So that is 1 over x, and I still have one of these factors left, x plus 1. So it's 1 over x squared plus x. Another one is the derivative of the equation, the natural log of the square root of x plus 1. So again, I work on the outside first, which is the natural log, so 1 over the square root of x plus 1. Then I go to the inside, my chain rule. So I'm going to take the derivative of the square root of x plus 1, which is really x plus 1 to the 1/2 power. So I bring down the 1/2 times the inside. I decrease that power by 1 times the derivative of the inside. So now let's clean that up. That's truly in the denominator. This is in the denominator. So it's 1 over 2 times the square root of x plus 1. Square root of x plus 1 is just x plus 1. So now the derivative of the natural log of the square root of x plus 1 over x plus 2. So all of this is inside the square root. So I'm going to go ahead and use a property that I'll review with you in a moment, where I can use the quotient rule. I can give the square root of each one. And so the quotient property for natural logs that we learned back in Algebra 2 and Pre-Calc. I'm going to go ahead and separate this with a minus sign. And you notice I have not taken the derivative yet. I just went ahead and rewrote it to something a little bit more manageable. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the derivative of each component. Well, this is the previous problem. So I'm going to go ahead and just write down our answer here. Minus. Now let's go ahead and let's take the derivative of this piece. That's 1 over the square root of x plus 2 times, now the inside. So bring down the 1/2 power, x plus 2, decrease that 1/2 by 1, that's negative 1/2, times the derivative of the inside, which is 1. So this is already simplified. And so again, this goes in the denominator. Square root of x plus 2 times the square root of x plus 2 is just x plus 2. And this is in the denominator. So now let's go ahead and practice combining like terms. They both have a factor of 2. I have a factor of x plus 1 and a factor of x plus 2. So my common denominator is 2 times x plus 1 times x plus 2. That means I multiply this by x plus 2 minus I multiply this fraction by x plus 1 over x plus 1. Now we'll go ahead and we'll distribute that. Combine like terms. The x's go away. 2 and a negative 1, that's a 1. Let's do 1 trig. So remember to take the derivative of the natural log of the absolute value of cosine of x. So to take the derivative of the natural log, it's just 1 over cosine x, whatever is here. And then you do the chain rule, then you take the derivative of the inside, times negative sine of x. So I'm going to simplify that. That's negative sine of x over cosine x, which is negative tangent of x. And then just as a quick reminder from Algebra 2 and Pre-Calc, use these properties when they come up. This property and this property will be probably used the most, most especially this one here in this section. So remember with the natural log, you really have a base of e, right? So e to the 0 power is 1, or in other words, the natural log of 1 is 0. The natural log of e equals 1 because when you think about it in exponential terms, e to the 1 equals e to the 1. The natural log of a times b. So there is the multiplication rule, where I can go ahead and separate that with a plus sign and give each one its own natural log with the same base. Natural log of a plus natural log of b. This is the one we just used with the square root. Natural log of a divided by b is the same thing as natural log of a minus natural log of b. And this is the power rule. Natural log of a to the b power. I can bring that power down. That's equal to b times the natural log of a. Thank you.